screwball.
Welcome back to Hollywood Bulletin, where behind-the-scenes truth hit harder than a punchline. Today, we're diving into one of television's most unexpected mysteries, the silent, haunting rift between two beloved stars of the Honeymooners. They made America laugh like no one else. Jackie Gleason as the explosive Ralph, Audrey Meadows as the sharp-tongued but loving Alice, and Art Carney as Ed Norton, the quirky neighbor who lit up every scene he was in. On screen, they were lightning. In a bottle. Off screen, fans believed they were just as close, a second family built on laughter and shared legacy. But when the show ended, something eerie happened. Art Carney disappeared. No reunions, no interviews, no goodbyes. Most shocking of all, he never spoke to Audrey Meadows again. Not once. Why would a man so central to such an iconic series vanish? From the lives of his co-stars? What long-buried truth drove him into silence? Stick with us till the end as we uncover the emotional layers of this story, because it's more than just a forgotten friendship. It's a legacy clouded by silence, pain, and one final unanswered question. When the Honeymooners hit TV screens in 1955, it wasn't just a hit, it was a revolution. With only 39 episodes, it changed the landscape of comedy forever. Viewers fell in love with the Kramdens, Ralph the Loud, dreamer of a bus driver, Alice, the sharp and grounded wife, and Ed Norton, Ralph's odd but loyal friend from upstairs. Art Carney's performance as Ed was magic. His deadpan humor, physical comedy, and timing were unmatched, earning him an Emmy and turning him into a star overnight. From the outside, the cast looked inseparable. But behind the cameras, things were far more complicated. Jackie Gleason was a powerhouse, brilliant but unpredictable. Audrey Meadows was confident and sharp, able to keep pace with his whims. And Carney? He was the quiet one. Reserved, polite, always professional, but emotionally distant. While Gleason and Meadows had fiery energy that bounced naturally, Carney kept to himself. He showed up, delivered his brilliance, then quietly left the set. Crew members noted there was no real relationship between Meadows and Carney off camera. No parties, no dinners, no warm memories shared in later years. And that distance never closed as time passed. Audrey often spoke lovingly about the show and Gleason in interviews. But Carney never reciprocated. When asked about the Honeymooners, he always mentioned Jackie, never Audrey. And when Audrey passed away in 1996, the silence became deafening. Fans expected something, anything, from Carney. A tribute, a quote, a memory. But nothing came. Not a word. It was baffling. Was it a quiet snub or something deeper? Those closest to the show believed it was emotional distance born of long-held pain. Carney had always struggled with anxiety and alcoholism, struggles hidden behind his cheerful on-screen persona. The pressures of live TV, Jackie's domineering control, and the chaotic energy of the set overwhelmed him. Audrey, with her quick wit and polished timing, sometimes outshined him during rehearsals. Whether it caused resentment or not is unclear. But what is clear is that Carney kept his world tightly sealed. He avoided interviews, skipped reunions, declined tributes. Even when invited, he said no. The man who made America laugh couldn't bring himself to revisit the show that made him famous. In her memoir, Audrey called Carney brilliant, but offered little else. In a rare radio interview, she said, "We worked well together, but we were different people. I don't think Art was ever truly comfortable around anyone, not even himself." That one sentence said everything. There was no feud, no dramatic falling out, just a deep, unspoken sadness. Carney wasn't one for confrontation. He didn't argue or lash out, he disappeared. Even when the Honeymooners entered the television Hall of Fame, even when Jackie Gleason died in 1987, Carney remained silent. Not even a letter to Audrey. She later admitted she thought of reaching out, but felt it was too late. Art was a very private man, she said. I don't think he knew how to look back without pain. and the pain ran deep. In 1961, just a few years after the Honeymooners, Carney suffered a complete emotional collapse. He battled depression and alcoholism, retrieved from the spotlight, and severe ties with many of his past collaborators. Fame had never been his goal. It frightened him. He once said applause made him feel exposed, not celebrated. The more famous Ed Norton became, the more Art Carney retreated into isolation. Even during his peak, Carney's personal life was falling apart. His marriage suffered, his relationships strained, and even his children described him as emotionally absent. The idea of stepping back into the world of the Honeymooners, with its live energy, shared memories, and fan nostalgia, likely felt unbearable. He declined million-dollar offers to appear in retrospectives, choosing peace over profit. In a rare interview, when asked about his castmates, he said, "Sometimes things end, and you don't realize the chapter is closed until you look back and realize no one turned the page." It was poetic, it was haunting, and it said everything. There was no grand betrayal, just a man quietly stepping out of a life that brought him too much pain. Audrey's final words about him echoed that same sadness. In her last interview, she said, "I always hoped we would speak again, even just once. There was nothing bitter between us." But sometimes silence is louder than an argument. She believed Carney blamed himself for something she never knew, something he never shared. Her words weren't angry, just full of acceptance. Some say it was just his way, a man too fragile for fame, too private for reunions, too haunted to return. Others believe there was a moment, a misunderstanding, a regret that drove the wedge too deep to fix. But in the end, no one truly knows. Carney took the truth with him when he passed in 2003. What remains is the legacy of the Honeymooners, a show filled with laughter, timing, and chemistry that audiences will never forget. And behind that legacy is the unsolved mystery of two legends who made magic together, yet left each other behind without a word. It's a story not of scandal, but of silence, of unspoken pain, and of a bond that perhaps never truly existed. And that's what makes it so powerful, because not every ending comes with closure. Sometimes it ends with a quiet goodbye that no one hears. If you were moved by this powerful untold story, don't forget to subscribe to Hollywood Bulletin and press the bell icon so you never miss the secrets behind your favorite stars. Stay with us for more stories that go beyond the screen.